like to speak to you about being a servant of God. However, before I do that, I'd like to share with you a series of events that took place over a 25-year period of my life. Okay? Key word, series of events. So what you guys are going to have to do is follow me as I tell the series of events leading up to my theme, being a servant of God. I think you'll all agree with me, if you're able to keep up with these events, that all along the way that these events were happening to me in my life, that God was bringing me to a place in order to get my full attention. Sometimes God will speak to us in a moment, just like that. Sometimes He'll talk to us over several days, and other times over months. And my story tonight is how He spoke to me over 25 years. With that in mind, let's pray. God, tonight I ask, Father, that as we open up your word, Lord, as I tell my story, God, that you would reveal to each one here, Lord, what you want them to know, Lord, in regards to this study. And I just pray that your Holy Spirit would come and give us an understanding of what it is you're wanting to speak to us. In Jesus' name, amen. My story begins all the way back in 1983, and that's when Holland and I were first dating. We had actually been dating a couple of months when I distinctly remember standing outside of his parents' house, in front of the house in the driveway, and Holland had said to me, when I was 17, God spoke to me and told me that He had made me for a full-time ministry. And at the same time, He said, if we are ever going to get married, that means that you too are going to have that same calling in your life. And I remember at that time saying to him, okay, whatever, I don't care what you do. Or I said, okay, whatever, God's God, and He decides, but if you collect trash for a living, I said, I just want to be with you. And so that was the beginning of now our 31 years of serving the Lord together. After that, in 1992, 9 years later, we had a guest speaker come to our church one Sunday morning. And after church, the pastor looked at us and said, hey, we're having a guest speaker over to our house at the church. Would you like to come over and join us? And of course, it was a yes. Colin and I got in the car and drove over to their house. After lunch, we went and sat in the living room and had an awesome time of fellowship. It was just the six of us. And before we left, the guest speaker and his wife actually said to us, can we pray for you guys? And Holland and I said, absolutely. So the prayer, I remember, was quite long. A lot was said. In fact, I remember going home and writing it all down because I knew that God was speaking to me. One thing in particular I remember that this couple said was, as they were praying for us, that the Lord had called both of us into full-time ministry, specifically pastoring. I remember one kind of halfway speaking at Holland in the prayer, because I knew he was probably thinking what I was thinking. Anyway, then the wife prayed for me specifically, and she told me that in the Lord's eyes, that when He looks at me, He sees a bird of paradise. And then she went on to say that, you know, in a bouquet of flowers, you look at a bird of paradise and it looks as if it doesn't fit in. At least it doesn't with roses and carnations and other flowers. But she said, you look as if you don't fit in, but God says you really, really do. And God wants you to know, she said to me, that He has made you different and unique. She said, don't hold back because you're different. God wants to use you just the way you are. So, as Mary did, I kept these things and pondered them in my heart. So, then in 2008, 16 years later, you guys remember my last two stories, right? Holland in the driveway, then Sunday morning. Now, 16 years later, I was given a haircut to a brand new client. In fact, I find myself asking him, about halfway through his haircut, "Are you a Christian?" And he said to me, "Yes, I am. Are you?" And I said, "I am." And anyway, 1 month later, when he came back in to have a haircut, he brought a book in with him, and he gave it to me. And I didn't even take it. I just went like this. I went, "You got to thank you, but no thank you." I said, "I'll probably never read it." And I said, "The only thing I really read is my Bible." And I thought he'd want it back, but he insisted I took it. So sure enough, I took it. And when I came home, I put it got lost in the sea of books Holland has that he has collected over the years, now in the other room. Okay, now, after that happened, a year later, in November of 2009, Holland resigned from his job, which meant not only did we lose his income, but also we were without a home church. With his free time, he immediately flew back to Tennessee, having considered going into a partnership with 2 other people that he knew and starting a record label. While he was gone, I went to bed early one night and had the hardest time falling asleep. Not only was Holland unemployed, but I had my dad had just died, who I loved very much. And so I had a tremendous loss building up. I had so much anxiety. I was laying in bed, and I remember just crying out to God and saying, "What are you doing? What are we supposed to be doing, God? What are you requiring of us?" And you may all relate to some of those questions, but I was really struggling. And eventually I fell asleep, only to wake up startled the next morning at the sound of my phone ringing. I jumped up in bed, I picked it up, and it was Holland. And he said, "Hey, how are you doing?" Which meant, "How are you holding up?" Because he knew we were going through some pretty tough times. And instead of answering him, I immediately told him about my dream that I had just had. And I'm going to tell you now about the dream that I had. I had this dream that lasted about 15 seconds. And as I stood in my dream, I felt like I must have been in the Garden of Paradise. In the Garden of Eden. And standing in front of me about as high as this room, this is a perfect place to give the illustration. It was as high as this room, out about 15, 20 feet in front of me was this bird of paradise, and the trunk on it was this big, it's huge. And it went up about 20 feet in the air, except instead of it being in full bloom, it was like closed. We've all seen them when they're closed. And it was enormous. And I looked at it, and I was taking it in. It was beautiful, but I was thinking, why isn't it open? It was like I wanted it to open up. And so as I looked at it, it was just me. I was all alone, and all of a sudden I heard an audible voice say one word, and the word was, "Serve." And then all of a sudden the phone rang, and I woke up to Holland calling. So when I finished telling Holland this dream, he said to me, sounds like the Lord's speaking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it became more clear and clear that God was really speaking to me. In fact, I realized that word "serve" that I heard in my dream actually answered all the questions I had to the Lord the night before. God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Serve. God, what is going on? Serve. God, what are you requiring of us? Serve. But as time went on, I couldn't help but wonder if that bird of paradise was to represent me, why was it then closed? I couldn't understand that. Why wasn't it in full bloom? So, a couple of weeks after that, I had an extremely slow day at work. I was still building my clientele at the time, so I knew that I'd have to sit around all day waiting for somebody to walk in so I could give them a haircut. So before I left the house, I said, where is that book that my client gave me, a month ago? Where is it? I can read that today. And I searched in the house, searched out in the garage, and finally, when I found it, I couldn't believe my eyes. I remember The book was purple. I couldn't remember who the author was or what the title was. But when I laid my eyes on it, I thought, here it is. And I pulled it out. And when I looked at it, I thought, oh my goodness. And as I turned the book around, it read, Improving Your Serve. So at that point, the title, Improving Your Serve, Chuck Swindoll. But at that point, I thought, okay, God, you have my full attention. I'm all ears. Because as the series event and had unfolded, I felt like God was speaking to me about serving. So, I actually finished reading this book in a couple of days, which anybody that knows me knows that in itself is a miracle, because I don't read. But as I feverishly went through every page of this book, I knew that God was preparing my heart for a greater work. So, with that said, less than a month later, in the salon once again, I was running late for my last appointment of the day, who happened to be a new client too. As I approached her in the waiting room, I was apologizing for how late I was. And she said, don't worry, it's no problem. And so as I reached out to shake her hand, she reached down and said, as she handed me this, she said, I brought this for you. And I said, I looked at her and I go, I was just stunned, I couldn't say anything. And she said, yeah, I brought this for you. And as she kept saying it to me, tears started filling up my eyes, and she's looking at me like, what is going on? But I looked at it so strange, and I stood back a little bit and I go, well, why? Like, why did you bring that for me? And she said, well, when I was a little girl, my mom told me that when you meet somebody for the first time, you bring them a gift, and this is my gift to you. And then she started to tell me, she goes, sorry about the vase, but she said, I grew this in my own yard. And the more she talked, the more I started to cry. And the reason why I cried is because this was the perfect representation of my husband and I. I say my husband because Holland loves Pellegrino, right? And God told me that that's how he sees me, like a bird of paradise. And here I was, really happy, blooming in this water, and it couldn't have been a better picture of what God desired to do in and through us in our marriage, and what he was speaking to me about serving. So I had to bring that little prop with me. And you know what? I have to say, I always wonder why people don't believe in God, especially when he speaks to us and reveals himself to us in such personal ways like that. It just blew my mind. You see, God knows what each of us needs to hear. Holland needed to hear So after she gave that to me, over the next few months, God moved in a mighty way. When Holland came back from Tennessee, it was clear to him that the Lord was closing the doors on the record label process. One day, as he was considering employment options, he said to me, well, Roxie, I can always go to work at Home Depot. And then he said, or, what do you think about planting a church? To which I said, well, I thought that's what we were supposed to do all along anyway. And right when those words came out of my mouth, Holland, as soon as he heard those words, he got a green light. And we haven't stopped since. There's not been a red light ever since. It's like everything's been going since I said that. That's what I thought we were supposed to do anyway. So, my point is, God knows what each one of us needs to hear. Holland needed to hear from me. Let's do it. I needed to hear from God. Everything he so intricately spoke to me over the course of 25 years. Some of us take a little more time than others, but the point is, God speaks, and his timing is always perfect. With all that being said, I want to take a few minutes now and talk about being a servant, or the things that I learned in the book about being a servant. I'd like to consider three aspects in regards on being a servant. The influence of a servant, the cost of being a servant, and the rewards of being a servant. Jesus was the perfect example of being the greatest servant of all. Mark 10:45 says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." When Jesus went to the cross, he said to his Father, "Not my will, Father, but yours be done." And even when he washed his disciples' feet, he also gave us an example to follow. And then he said, "Blessed are you if you do the same." We are never more like Jesus than when we serve one another. Point number one, serving influences others. Like Jesus, when we serve one another, we make an impact on other people's lives. The disciples, the multitudes, and everybody who came in contact with Jesus was influenced by his love for them. And when we take a role of a servant, we bring joy and thanksgiving into the lives of others. I can't think of a better illustration than that of Love St. Clemente. And as most of you all know what that is. It's a great opportunity for us as the body of Christ to influence our community. So many people are blessed every year as we serve them, bringing the love of God to the people in our city. In fact, I think this last year, Holland said, that so many people were just going, wow, why are you guys doing this? And they just couldn't believe it. So it really touched them and influenced them. And we also need to periodically remind ourselves that the way we conduct our lives might be the only Bible that people ever read. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, "You are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world." Then he goes on to say, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your God in heaven." Point 2, serving comes with a cost. It costed Jesus everything. Of course it's going to cost us something. Like Jesus, we must be willing to say, "Not my will, but yours be done." It makes me think of some of the people in the Bible, Esther for one, Daniel for another. And some of us know the stories, some of us don't, but where Esther was obedient to stand in the gap for her people because they were going to be destroyed. And she was willing to say, "If I perish, I perish, but I need to obey. It's not my will, but God be done." And so how she stood in that gap, how God used her, and even though she didn't end up dying, she was willing to take the cost that it would have cost. And so we saw that she was obedient. Not all of us are going to have to face that kind of cost. I know for Holland and I, our list might not be as long as Paul's list, but serving has cost us our reputation. It's cost us friendship. It's cost us sleepless nights, numerous misunderstandings and disappointments. And if you talk to Holland, he'll probably tell you much, much more. But Jesus said in Luke 9:23, "If anyone desires to come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me." Taking up our cross means submitting our will to God. It's the process that God takes us through until we learn to give up our way for his. Our crosses all look different, yet they all bring us to the same place, at the feet of Jesus. Each one of us has our own cross to bear, but all of us are called to guide ourselves. Point number 3, serving has its rewards. I think we would all agree concerning what we want to hear and say when we see him face to face, and that is, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." 1 Corinthians 3:13 says, "Each one's work will become clear, for the day will declare it, because it will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test each one's work of what sort it is. If anyone's work which he has built on, it endures, he will receive a reward." The Bible in the New Testament speaks of 5 different crowns that will be rewarded to God's servants for different acts of service. We will be given our crowns, but after receiving them in Revelation chapter 4, we will cast them down before his throne in adoration and praise, crying, "You are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power. For you have created all things, and by your will they exist and were created." Finally, in one accord, all of heaven casting their crowns, giving glory to the one and only deserving of praise, to the Lord God Almighty. So, in closing, I'd like to read to you the words of an old hymn I found written by Eliza E. Hewitt, which goes like this. I'm thinking today of that beautiful land I shall reach when the sun goes down. When through wonderful grace by my Savior I stand, will there be any stars in my crown? Will there be any stars in my crown? When at evening the sun goes down, when I wake with the blessed in the mansions of rest, will there be any stars in my crown? Oh, what joy it will be when his face I behold, living gems at his feet to lay down. It would sweeten my bliss in the city of gold, should there be any stars in my crown. Will there be any stars in my crown? When at evening the sun goes down, when I wake with the blessed in the mansions of rest, will there be any stars in my crown? Which was going to be the end of my talk. But I have to say that there was one day in that 25 years, I can't tell you exactly when it was, but it was more towards the end, because when God said serve, I realized, God, I serve at home, I serve at work, I serve at church. Who is going to serve me? I remember saying that to him. It sounds so crazy now, but I do. I remember just really meaning it with all my heart. And yet now, when I look through all those years, how God has brought me and us to this place, I think I go in the forgiveness. I just thank God there's nothing else I'd rather be doing. And so, what I first started out to go like that about, it's like now God is just completely shut that around. And I'd like to enjoy this.